विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलन वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ वर्स् 47 शोधितस्त्वं पदार्थो यः कूटस्थो ब्रह्मरूपतां तस्य वक्तुं विवरणे तथोक्तमितरत्र च. So Vidyaranya points out that the word jiva can be understood in a twofold ways. From worldly angle, from a lay person's point of view, and from Shastric angle. So from lay person's standpoint, who is Jiva? Jiva is just a Chidabhasa. Sentient being, individual sentient being, limited sentient being. Localized sentient being, if you want to say. So when he refers to the Chidabhasa, well, definitely he does not have he doesn't know that this is Chidabhasa. He doesn't say he's Chidabhasa. He's an individual being, sentient being. That's it. If he knows Chidabhasa, then definitely he has to accept Chit. But that is, he doesn't know. So he doesn't know behind that Chidabhasa, well, there is Adhishthanam, Kutastha Sakshi is there. He doesn't know. So this is one angle. Whereas from Shastric angle, well, Chidabhasa can never exist by itself. Supported by Chit, which is Adhishthanam, of course, which is all pervading Sakshi, witness consciousness, well, that is there. So one and the same word Jiva has two meanings. One is Chit Sahita Chidabhasa. Other is Chit Rahita Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa cannot be Rahitam. Chidabhasa cannot be Rahitam from Chit. But ignorant person doesn't know that this thing, and therefore he does not include Chit. Yeah. Chidabhasa Rahita Chit. Or Chit Rahit Chidabhasa. Well, that's not correct. That is never be. But the ignorant person, lay person, doesn't know. So depending upon these two meanings of Jiva, well, Mahavakya to be treated, which reveals identity between Jiva and Brahman, that Mahavakya has to be treated independently. So, well, Vidyaranya took a Laukika Drishti up to verse 45. And so, Jivo Brahmaiva Aham Brahmasmi, etc. There Aham refers to Mithya Jiva. Only from a Laukika Drishti, because it's a mixture or there is Adhisthana that person doesn't know. So, he just takes a Jiva as a reality. So, well, then, when you equate from that standpoint, then you should use Bada Samanadhikaranyam. Jiva is equal to Brahman. Oh, but then Jiva is actually mixture, but that he doesn't know. Therefore, well, you have to negate Jiva. And you have to say, well, what you take it as a sentient individual being is actually a Brahman. He is a being of everything, but is all pervading being, limitless being. And that is, so from a Laukika standpoint, well, if you use this, right? So, who knows Jiva as a reality, well, then that is equated with Brahman, then you have to use Bada Samanadhikaranyam. There is no way out. So this is one way of doing. And so Shastra falsifies, of course, this Mithya Jiva or Chidabhasa and displays with Satyam Brahma in a Mahavakya, that equation. So, well, basically all this Aham, Tvam, right, in Tattvamasi, in Aham Brahmasmi, etc., or Saha Aham, etc., all this is also Mahavakya, Soham. Well, all at everywhere you have to negate this Tvam, Saha, Aham totally, because it is from layperson's angle. Aham means the sentient living being, that's it. It's mixture and adhisthana and nothing, he doesn't know. So there, Bada with Bada Samadhanadhikaranyam, you displace that Jiva, which is indicated by word Aham or by word Tvam or by word Saha, you should displace it. Anyway, so only Bada Samanadhikaranyam interpretation is possible when you take the meaning of the word Jiva from the lay person's point of view. That's how we have to understand. And having interpreted in this manner, word Jiva is now taken from another angle, from Shastric angle. And then Mahavakya is interpreted differently. And that has been given by the Vivranacharya that we introduced in the last class. And that Vivrana, etc. has been introduced in verse number 46. So verse 46 to 51 basically describes that with diversion of this Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi Vichara. In here, the meaning of the word Jiva is basically Chit Sahita Chidabhasa, mixture. And then definitely Bada Samanadhikaranyam has gone. That's how Vivranacharya has used Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. From the mixture, while you do a Bhagatyaga Lakshana and Chidabhasa and Chit mixture, then Chidabhasa you negate, right? Because it is Mithya. And then what is Chit, the Kutastha, is equated with the Brahman. That is there. So from the Shastric angle, if you define Jiva, you have to use Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. And from a layman's angle, if you define Jiva, then to make possible this Mahavakya, to understand Mahavakya, you have to use Bada Samanadhikaranyam. I think it is clear now. Anyway, so this was said in verse 46, and Vivranacharya then gives the interpretation, from the verse 47 up to 51. So that is, we are right now in verse number 47. And in verse 47 it says, Shoditaha tvam padarthaha yah kutastaha brahma rupatam tasya vaktum vivrane tathoktam itaratra cha. So normally when what happens is when Bhada Samanadhikaranyam is used, they don't discuss Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. And whereas in this Vakyavrutti and other granthas, Aikya Samanadhikaranyam is used. But here, Vidyaranya, this portion is really unique in as much as Vidyaranya presents both. Bhada Samanadhikaranyam up to verse 45. And then now verse 46, he introduces Vivranacharya's point of view and interpreting Mahavakya from the Prakashatma Muni, Vivranacharya's angle. And then he introduces Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. Otherwise, generally, in Vakyavrutti where Mahavakya analysis is there, you find there is only Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. Because from Shastric standpoint, Jiva is always a mixture of Chidabhasa and Chit. And therefore, definitely there you cannot displace completely. Because Chit is there. And therefore, you have to use a Bhagatyaga Lakshana. This is a Vachyartha, they say. Aham, Tvam, Saha is equal to Jiva. That is a Vachyartha, which includes both. And then you negate a portion of it which is negatable, which is Mithya. And that is Chidabhasa. Then, Chit, the Kutastha, will be equated with the Brahman. So this is how generally in Vakyavrutti etc. also has been done, and Vivranacharya also of course has done. But this portion is unique, Pancadasi chapter 8, in which both the Samanadhikaranyams have been introduced by the Vidyaranya. Anyway, so both are okay. I mean, it all depends upon intention of the author. What you take the meaning of word Jiva, that's it. Because Jiva is equated with Brahman in Mahavakya. So what meaning you take of the word Jiva, that all depends upon intention of the Acharya. Well, definitely. So essential idea is Chidabhasa is Mithya. That's how, whether you displace Bada There also, because Chidavasa is mithya. Or for Aikya also, well, from the mixture, you negate Chidavasa as a mithya. Chit is Satyam. So this is how either we interpret Chidavasa is mithya, Chit is Satyam. So previously he established Bhada Samanadikaranam, now he shows Aikya Samanadikaranam. So Jiva is basically then a mixture. And once it is a mixture in Mahavakya, well, mixture can't be taken totally, can't be equated, because Chidavasa is there, and definitely therefore all limitations will be there, naturally. And therefore Alpagneha, Alpashaktiman, this is how we have to say Jiva, even though it's a mixture, well, but it's ultimately Alpagneha, Alpashaktiman, etc. And then on the other side, well, Tat is also Sarvashaktiman, Sarvagneha, etc. So you cannot equate. So basically, you have to peel off. So Shodhanam means peeling off. So this is how removing the peel of Chidavasa, which is from the potato called Jiva. Anyway, so and for that what should you do? Well, you have to put the potato on fire. That's called Sadhan Chatushtaya Sampatti. Then only you are able to do that. That's how Acharya says. This is how. Anyway, so then Guru removes the peel. Once the potato is ready, and Chidavasa peel has been removed. So Shodhitaha. This is how Shodhitaha is basically cleansed. So from the Jiva, the meaning of the word Jiva is from that. Well, Tvam Padartha Shodhitaha. So Tvam means this Jiva, but which is a mixture. From that only the peel is removed. That's called Shodhanam. Shodhanam, cleansing. Yes, so which is Mithya part has to go. What is mithya? Well, which has no existence other than your experience. Why should you carry all the time with you? It has no existence. It is only in experience. That is how it is. That's what mithya is. So, Tvam Padartha Jiva, who is cleansed by the teacher, Shodhitaha, peeling of that ahankara. And then what is left? Yaha Kutasthaha. Well, then Kutastha is the Chit, the Sakshi is left behind. And and through that Brahma, through Mahavakya, well, what is intended? Brahma Rupatam. Yaha Kutastha Brahma Rupatam. So that that Sakshi or the Kutastha has oneness with Brahman. And here what Samanadikaran we use? Aikya Samanadikaran. So Tasya Vaktum. Tasya means Kutasthasya Vaktum. Tasya Vaktum, well, so to reveal this oneness of the Kutastha with Brahman, Tatha Uktam. So Vivaranacharya ji has mentioned that, and that is been mentioned here in verse number 46. Tatha Uktam means which has been said so. Means what has been said so? No, don't use Bhada Samanadikaranyam, use only Samanadikaranyam iti Uktam. This has been said by Vivaranacharya, by Prakashatma Muni. What? That don't use Bhada Samanadikaranyam, use only Aikya Samanadikaranyam. And this is how you can do that. So Chidavasa peel has been removed, Shodhitaha, cleansed, and now what is left, Sakshi, is equated with Brahman. So Kutasthaha Brahma Rupatam. Itaratra, in other textbooks also, and other textbooks means, of course, Vivaranacharya ji had done, but other texts means Vakyavrutti, etc. Also, this Aikya Samanadikaran has been used. Now the question was, which is more popular? Bhada Samanadikaranam or Aikya Samanadikaranam? Aikya Samanadikaranam is more popular. Because Shastra narrates, right? So from Shastra's angle, always it is a mixture. Jiva is a mixture. And only it's a mixture of Satyam and Mithya. That's it. Whenever there is a mixture, it's a mixture of Satyam and Mithya. So Mithya part has to be removed. That's it. And then you establish the Aikyam. So this is how it is. And so that is more popular, Aikya Samanadikaranam. In most of the books you will find Aikya Samanadikaranam. Okay. And then verse number 48 now. Dehendriyadiyuktasya jivabhasa brahmasya ya adhisthana chitis saisha kutasthatra vivakshita. So how Jiva is a mixture? Well, he is pointing out from Shastra Drishti. So Laukika Drishti, well, we know now Bhada. Shastriya Drishtya, this Jiva is a mixture, and Jiva has naturally Adhishthanamsha and adhyasamsha, satyamsha and mithyamsha, or vyavarikamsha and parmarthikamsha, either way you say. And what is vyavarikamsha in jiva? Deha, that has been said here now. Deha indriyadi yuktasya jiva bhasasya. So deha, the body, indriya, organs, sense organs or organs of action, etc. Adi padat, you can take prana, etc. And yukta. Yukta means along with. Along with what? Jiva bhasaha, chida bhasaha. So all this deha, indriya and other things are there in the subtle body, etc. Well, all these things are always along with what? Jiva bhasa, chida bhasa. That is called vyavarikamsha of the jiva. This is vyavarikamsha. This is Vyavarika Satyam. And it is what? Brahmasya. So, jiva bhasasya brahmasya. So it is a delusion. Delusion, but it has no real existence at all. It continues to exist only in your experiences. That's called Brahma. Brahma means everything in the creation which you experience has no real existence. It has an existence while soul. It has it has existence in your experience. That will continue, and that will continue. It will not be negated. At the same time, it doesn't have a real existence. So Brahmasya. So this reflecting medium and Jivabhasa, so Chidabhasa, reflecting consciousness, all of them are Vyavarika component of the Jiva. So Jiva has two parts, Vyavarikamsha and Parmarthikamsha. What is Vyavarikamsha is this. And wherever there is a Vyavarikam, wherever there is a Mithya, well, there will be always a Satyam, there is a Parmarthikam. Mithya, because Mithya, if you are experiencing, then definitely it has borrowed existence. If it does not have a real existence and you are experiencing, you are saying it is, well then definitely that existence has come from the it has been borrowed from the Adhisthana, right there. And therefore, so Mithya borrows existence from Satyam, and so what is underneath? Ya Adhisthana Chitihi. So that supporting consciousness, original consciousness, well, it's a real component. That's been a real component of the Jiva, Parmarthikamsha of the Jiva. Sa Esha, and that Parmarthik Amsha of the Jiva is called Kutastha. Well, that is called Kutastha. Chiti, because it has used Chiti. So it's like Kutastha. We have never heard of this Kutastha, but we have to take it here. Kutastha. Atra Vivakshita. Kutasthatra is there. You can segregate as a Kutastha plus Atra. But since the Chiti is there, Adhisthana Chitihi Kutastha, we have to say. Could you follow what I am saying? Adhisthana Chiti is a masculine, it's a feminine word, and therefore Adhisthana Chitihi Kutastha you cannot say. You have to say Kutastha plus Atra. Kutasthatra. That's how it is. So, anyway, so Kutastha, so that is that Adhisthana Amsha of this Chidabhasa, well, Mithya Amsha of the Jiva is called, Parmarthik Amsha of the Jiva is called Kutastha. Atra means here, in this Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., or Tattvamasi either. Well, that is, that Aham, well, which is Jiva, in that the Parmarthik Amsha of the Jiva is this Kutastha. Who says this mixture and all this? Well, according to Prakashatma Muni. So there he uses this Aikya Samanadhikaranam, and so he says it's a mixture and this is a Mithya and this is etc. Verse 49. Jagat Brahmasya Sarvasya Yadadishthana Trayanteshu Tadatra Syat Brahma Shabda Vivakshitam. So, because I told you between verse 46 to 51 there is a discussion of this Aikya Samanadhikaranyam by the Vivranacharya. So, all this is as though a description of the Vivranacharya. So, well, once you take the meaning of this Aham as a Kutastha by Bhagatyaga Lakshana, well, then there will be Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. That we have already seen in verse 47 and 48. So that both these verses you can read together, 47 48 combined, in which Aikya Samanadhikaranyam has been narrated, and you got the word, you got the meaning of the word Aham as Kutastha. That's a Satyamsha Parmarthikamsha. That is equated with the Brahman in Aham Brahmasmi. Or let us say Sarvam Brahma. Well, in that also, you can, world is Brahman. When you say, well, should we use a Bada Samanadikaranyam or Aikya Samanadikaranyam? Here also, Sarvam Brahma, as though I think in the last class I said you, Sarvam Brahma Khalu, Sarvam Idam Khalum Brahma, when you said, or Sarvam Brahma. So everything is Brahman. Now, what is the meaning of the word Sarvam you take? Accordingly, we will use the Samanadikaranyam. Sarvam Brahma is an equation. World is Brahman. Same thing. Aham Brahmasmi, Jiva is Brahman, or world is Brahman. Either way, same it is. So it is also Mahavakya. Now here, is Sarvam Brahma, what is the meaning of what Sarvam you take depends upon that only we can take Aikyam or Bada. Like in Aham Brahmasmi, what is the meaning of the word Aham you take? Accordingly, we have to use Samanadikaranyam to equate. So same way here, word Sarvam, if you take just names and forms, then Sarvam is equal to all names and forms. Then that cannot be equated with Brahman. All names and forms is equal to Brahman. No. Names and forms, existent names and forms. So then Sarvam is equal to names and forms plus existence. So existent name or existent form, name of course we gave, but existent form, so name and form, okay. Existent name and form, existence is not an adjective, definitely not. Because existence is a common denominator in all. And so existence pervades every name and form, right? And so it is, if it is an adjective limited to a particular name and form, existence, if it is limited to that, then well, it's a different thing. But this existence is a common. Name and form appears in the existence and they go away. And therefore existence is a common denominator and it pervades everything, including the space. You say space is. So existence pervades space, time, everything. And therefore existence is a satyam. Name and form is actually mithya. So when you say sarvam, sarvam is equal to name and form plus existence. Well, then we can equate in with the Brahman. How? Names and forms are mithya. It's a mixture. Name and form plus sat, existence. Well, so name and forms are mithya. So word sarvam by bhagatyag lakshana gives you the meaning sat, existence. And that sat existence is nothing but chit, the consciousness, or Brahman, all pervading consciousness. That it can be equated. So basically, what is the meaning of word sarvam you take? That depends upon that. So if you take names and forms, no, but sarvam I want to take names, just names and forms. I don't want to include existence. Could we equate in Mahavakya or not? Yes, we can equate. You are saying no. No. Now another. Now another Samanadikaranyam. So what you consider as all names and forms is Brahman. So you negate names and forms. What you consider as a jiva in reality is Brahman. So jivatvam is negative. So you are not taking a mixture. Sarvam is equal to names and forms. Not plus existence or nothing. No. Just names and forms. Well, then names and forms are negative. So then we have to use Bada Samanadikaranyam. So Sarvam Brahma, well, that Mahavakya should be understood by which Samanadikaranyam? Either, it all depends upon what is the meaning of the word Sarvam you take. That's it. But Sarvam is just names and forms, then use Bada Samanadikaranyam, displace names and forms by Brahman. Existence, consciousness. And if you take the Sarvam as a name and form plus existence mixture, then well, names and forms are mithya. So do bhagatyaga lakshana, remove names and forms. What is left over is the existence. That existence equated with the consciousness. What is existence? Is consciousness. Well, consciousness is self-existent. Therefore, there is not a problem. And therefore, ultimately, or Brahman, either Sat means Brahman. So this is how we can take. So Sarvasya Jagat Brahmasya Yad Adhishtanam Iritam. So Jagat Brahmasya. Jagat iti Brahmaha. Brahma means Adhyasa. So in this Jagat Adhyasa, so Sarvasya Jagat Brahmasya. So Sarvas, because Sarvam Brahma, that Vakya we have to take. So in that, this word sarvam has been taken now here. So sarvasya jagat brahmasya. What is sarvasya? Jagat brahmasya. So sarvam is this vyavarik jagat, which is nothing but what? Which is nothing but adhyasa. Name and form, just adhyasa. Yad adhishthanam iritam. Well, suppose you said that there is adhishthanam of this world. Well, and then definitely you will, then it becomes a mixture. If you take it with the adhishthanam, and the adhishthanam in the jagat you cannot directly take as a consciousness. Well, jagat, names and forms plus consciousness. No. Let's take sat. Generally it is taken like that. And sat is equated with the chit. That's not it's not equated. Sat is chit actually. But anyway, so sarvam is this jagat brahmasya, jagat adhishthanam. Jagat brahma is jagat which is adhyasa. Names and forms which are adhyasa. Has yad adhishthanam. The adhisthana which is talked of that jagat. Well, if you include that existence, you include that. Well, then what samanadhikaranyam you get in sarvam brahma? Aikya samanadhikaranyam. I think it is easy to understand now. So tat, well, that means that sat adhishthanam is brahma shabda vivakshitam, is intended to be identical with what? Brahma. Sarvam brahma. So sarvam is equal to, well, all this jagat brahma means adhyasa, names and forms. Yad adhishthanam, sat, existence. If you take that mixture, then definitely, well, you do the aikya samanadhikaranyam, and that sat is intended to be equated with Brahman. So Brahma Shabda Vivakshitam, that is identical with the Brahman. So this is Sarvam Brahma. And where it has been done? Trai Anteshu, that Trai Anteshu Brahma Shabda Vivakshitam. So which Brahman which has been talked about in all Upanishads. Trai generally means Ruk, Yaju and Sama. In a ritualistic context, they combine three. They really they expel Atharva Veda. So far as the ritualistic standpoint is concerned, they never consider Atharva Veda along with them. They feel that they will lose their dignity, because Atharva Veda's rituals and karmas are not so good karmas, let me say. Their devatas, their karmas, and their karmafalas, all are Shatrumarana, as I think once I talked to you. The Shatrumarana, karma, etc. also there, it has been described in Atharva Veda. Devatas also are like that. And therefore, whenever they talk about the Vedas from the ritualistic standpoint, they consider only three. Ruk, Yaju and Sama. They call Trai. Three. Anyway, and otherwise they say no, we should not do Swamiji. Atharva Veda is also very, very nice. Actually, this its Gayatri also is different. Atharva Veda's Gayatri is also different, and this Trai Gayatri is one. Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya, etc. That Gayatri is one for all the three. And therefore, if you belong to Rig Veda, or you belong to Yajur Veda, or you belong to Sama Veda, you will be given a Brahmopadesha in Upanayanam, this only. But if you say, no, I belong to Atharva Veda, then you will have a different Gayatri. The Brahmopadesha will be different. Anyway, or else let's not do that way. Swamiji, Trai means what? Let's divide this Veda into three. Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda and Jnana Kanda. And that's it, these three. So that's called Trai. Then all Vedas are included. So Trai Anteshu. Trai means this Veda. Anteshu. So Vedanteshu. Brahma Shabda Vivakshitam. So in this Vedanta, well, that existence, which we have got it through Bhagatyaga Lakshana from word Sarvam, right? Name and form plus existence. So we got it through Bhagatyaga Lakshana. So we got a Lakshartha of word Sarvam as Sat. That is equated, or that is intended to be identical with Brahman in Vedanta. And that's true. In Chandogya it has been described like this. Sadeva Sumedamagra Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam. Right? And therefore, so very clear. So Brahmava Are Idamagra Asit, Atmava Are Idamagra Asit, then Sattva Sadeva Somme Idamagra Asit. Therefore, so Brahman is Sat is equated with Brahman. Well, so Sarvam is equal to Brahman through Bhagatyaga Lakshana and through Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. So, Atra, so Trayanteshu Tat. So, well, this tat means that Adhishthanam, well, of this Sarvam, which is Sat, is Trayanteshu, well, in the Vedanteshu, in the Upanishads, it is Atra. Atra means in Mahavakya. Sarvam Brahma in Mahavakya, well, is equated with, or is intended to be identical with Brahman, Brahma Shabda Vivakshitam. So now let me just summarize. So Sarvam Brahma or Aham Brahmasmi, right, can be taken as a Bhadasamana Adhikaranyam, or, well, that is one thing, or both you can take it as a Aikyasamana Adhikaranyam, or Sarvam Brahma you can take it as a Bhadasamana Adhikaranyam, and Aham Brahmasmi you can take it as a Aikyasamana Adhikaranyam. All the options you have. But Swamiji, you don't give us option. What Acharyas do? Acharyas generally opt for the third thing. Sarvam Brahma, etc. This world is Brahman. There they use basically Bhadasamana Adhikaranyam. Where Sarvam is equal to these names and forms, they are negated, they are displaced by Brahman. Bhada. And Aham Brahmasmi, etc. Generally Acharya takes it as a Aikya Samanadhikaranyam. Take it Aham from the Shastri angle. The meaning of the word Jiva, Aham, has been taken as a mixture, and, well, definitely then it is Bhagatyaga Lakshana, etc. and Aikya Samanadhikaranyam has been done. So this is the thing. Okay. So Atra means this in Mahavakya Vivakshitam. Similarly, you can take it even Tattvamasi also. I just mentioned like that with Tat and Tvam. Well, you can take it as a mixture. Tat Ishvara, mixture. Tvam, Jiva, mixture. Now, if you take it as a mixture, then when definitely there will be Makrochidavasa and Brahman Adhishthanam. Here, Tvam, mixture, means Microchidavasa and Kutastha, right? And, well, and then definitely both are knocked out. Both Chidavasas are knocked out. What is left over is Kutastha, and here on this side Brahman. So, well, it is Kutastha is equal to Brahman. Or Chit is left out, you can say. Then that Chit is neither inferior nor nor superior. So far Chidavasas are concerned, well, definitely macro Chidavasa, micro Chidavasa, well, all these inferior, superior, etc. are there. Anyway. So, you can take it in Tattvamasi also, you can take it as a Aikya Samanadhikaranyam, taking the mixture and removing the Mithyamsha, etc. Anyway, so several ways you can do. But Acharya generally, when they talk about world is Brahman, they definitely negate the Jagat. And so that is Bada, displaced. Okay, now let's see verse number 50. And so, yad adhishtanam iritam trayanteshu, what is told as adhishtanam in Vedanta, sarvasya jagat brahmasya adhishtanam. Macro universe, which is also mithya, adhishtanam, and macro dhyasa, well, consists of 6 factors. When you say that, jagat brahmasya. So, jagat, when you say, Brahma means adhyasa, then Jagat, which is Adhyasa, well, definitely includes, it's a macro Adhyasa. Why? Because Sthula Prapancha plus Sthula Prapancha Pratibimbit Chaitanyam, that is all Sthula Prapancha Chidavasa, and Sukshma Prapancha, and then Sukshma Prapancha Pratibimbit Chaitanyam, and then Karana Prapancha Maya, of course, and Karana Prapancha Pratibimbita Chaitanyam. So, while Sthula Prapancha Pratibimbita Chaitanya, which we call it as a Virat, you know very well. Sukshma Prapancha Pratibimbita Chaitanya we call it as a Hiranyagarbha, and Karana Prapancha Pratibimbita Chaitanya we call it as a Ishvara. So, that is Jagat, which is the mixture of these 3. And so that is Macro Adhyasa. And then definitely it includes micro adhyasa also, sthula sharira pratibindita chaitanyam, well, which is Vishwa, Sukshma Sharira Pratibindita Chaitanyam, which is Taijasa, and Karana Sharira Pratibindita Chaitanyam, which is Prajna. So anyway, all 6 adhyas are there. Jagat Brahmasya Adhishthanam, while its Adhishthanam is Brahman. Yad Adhishthanam. So I is Adhisthana Chaitanyam, Brahman is Adhisthana Chaitanyam, is one and the same. And this kind of interpretation is given by the Vivaranacharya. Nothing wrong in that. Verse 50. Etasminneva chaitanye jagadaropyate yada tada tadekadeshasya jiva bhasasya ka katha. So here Vidyaranya says, well, when this prapanchatrayam, sthula sukshma karana prapancha, and tat pratibhimbita chaitanyam, well, they are all superimposed on mithya. That is Jagat. And that is said here, Jagat Brahma. So Jagat idi Brahma, Jagat idi Adhyasaha. So when this entire prapancha, all the three, Sthula Sukshma, Karana Prapancha, and Tat Pratibimbita Chaitanyam, well, Brahman, which is reflected in these three mediums, well, if they are superimposed on Mithya, right? Okay, then what to talk about this Sharira Traya and Tat Pratibimbita Chaitanyam? This is called Kaimutika Nyaya. So what to talk of? What to talk of, like that, you know? So, you know, they say when the person takes a food like of a mountain size, then all these doors and windows, etc. are like a, you know, pappadam. Appalam, what? Appalam like kind of a thing. They are just crashed and swallowed totally. So like this, etasmin chaitanye, in this adhisthana chaitanyam, jagadeva aropyate. This Jagat means what? Virat plus Hiranyagarbha plus Ishvara. That is Jagat. Anything Saguna. Well, that is Aropyate. That is a falsified. So in Mandukya Upanishad, you know, Ishvara is also included. When in the first 3 mantras, when then Samashti and Vyashti, Samashti and Vyashti, Samashti and Vyashti. So Virat and Vishwa. And then Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha. And Ishvara and Prajna. And they have been negated. And the Brahman has been revealed as a Turiya, 4th one. The 4th one means all the, which is present in all the 3, but yet distinct from all the 3. So they are negated there. So until Mahavakya, all are comfortable. Ishvara and Hiranyagarbha or Vishwa Taijasa Prajna, all will be comfortable, Ahankara, etc. So Jagadeva Aropyate Yada. Well, this being so, Jagat itself is Aropa, Samashti, Ka Katha, Jiva Bhasasya. Well, then what to talk of this Jiva Bhasasya? What is this Jiva Bhasa? Tad Ekadeshasya, Jagat Ekadeshasya. A minute part of the Jagat, which is this Jiva, Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira Pratibimbita Chaitanyam, and this medium. So, well, what to talk of this? Well, definitely that is also Mithya. So, nothing to talk. What to talk of means there nothing to talk. That's how it is. Kaimutika Nyaya. Kimuta. What to talk? Means they are also superimposed only. Yashti or Samashti. Verse 51. Jagat tadeka deshakhya samaropyasya bhedatah tattvam padarthau binnaustah vastutaste katachite. So in Mahavakya, well, basically, this Aham refers to this Adhisthana Chaitanyam. Of course, it's a mixture, and then you get an answer ultimately, which is Satyamsha is only Adhisthana Chaitanya, which is Kutastha. And in a Sarvam also, well, in this Jagat also, well, definitely Adhisthana Chaitanyam of this entire Prapanchatrayam and Pratibimbita Chaitanya, well, that is Mithya. And what is truth of, what is the Adhisthana of that also is this Chaitanya or Brahman, basically. So here you use word Adhisthana Chaitanyam. For Vyashti you use Adhisthana Chaitanyam Kutastha. For Jagat in that you use Adhisthana Chaitanyam. Jagat is Adhyasa, but then Adhisthana Chaitanyam is Brahman. Now if it is one, the objection is, why should you use 2 words? Here you say Kutastha, there you say Brahman, and then you say Kutastha is Brahman. But why don't you say that here the Adhisthana Chaitanyam is Brahman. Why you say Kutastha, Sakshi, etc.? Whatever you say, Adhisthana Chaitanya, because it is one, Adhisthana Chaitanyam is just one, then why do you use this word Kutastha and Brahman and all that? That's a question here. Vidyaranya gives the answer that, well, Chaitanyam is one, but the Adhyasa, on the one Adhisthana Chaitanyam, the Adhyasas are two, micro and macro. And so two different words from the standpoint of a Adhyasa, of which the Adhishthanam is one. So, from the standpoint of Adhyasa, Vyashti Adhyasa, well, on the same Chaitanyam, we say the Adhishthanam is Kutastha. And in a Samashti Adhyasa, well, the Prapanchatraya and Pratibindha Chaitanyam in all the three Prapanchas also, well, that Adhishthanam, its Adhishthanam is, we call it as a Brahman. But from the standpoint of a Adhyasa, from the macro Adhyasa standpoint, we call it Brahman. Even though Adhishthanam is Brahman or Kutastha is one alone, but from the Adhyasa standpoint, we are giving two names. And Adhyasas are two, micro and macro. And therefore, we use two names, not from the Adhisthana Chaitanya standpoint. That's what we say. So that is, and Vidyaranya gives somewhere else the example also, that who is called wife from the standpoint of husband is the mother from the standpoint of a son, or a sister from the standpoint of a brother or another sister, etc., or sister-in-law, etc. So one and the same lady, basically Upadhi Vedat, Drashti Vedat, Nama Veda. So it's the same Chaitanya. But from Upadhi of a micro, well, we say Aham is a Kutastha, and from the Upadhi of a macro, well, Prapancha, we say Adhishthanam is a Brahman, but it is one and the same thing. So don't think Kutastha and Brahman we are equating, and still then if you are equating it that it is one alone, why two names are there? But from the two Adhyasa standpoint we are giving two names. So Jagat Ekadeshakya Samaropyasya means Adhyasasya. So which are superimposed to Chidabhasa, Jagat and Ekadeshakya, and part of that that Jagat, part of the macro, which will be micro here, Vishwa, Tejas, etc., Prajna, etc. Well, from that standpoint, Vedata, from that differences, well, definitely we give these two different ways. From the Chit standpoint, from the consciousness standpoint, well, it is one alone. Because Chidabhasas are Mithya and therefore differences are Mithya. So Kutastha and Brahman are Mithya names. Yeah. Kutastha and Brahman are Mithya names. Vastu is just Chaitanya. Even that name will also go away. We have to give something. So that is the reason. Don't think Chaitanya is a real name. That has been given. That has been given. Any name which you have given to this reality, the name is Mithya. Not Vastu is not Mithya, please understand. Name has been given by the human being. It's a product of the human mind. Anyway, so based on macro Chidabhasa, etc., well, the Adhishthanam of both we have given Kutastha and Brahman names, well, they are Mithya names. In Mandukya Upanishad, that's how it said, Anamakam Arupakam. So basically, it doesn't have, this Atma does not have any name and form, anything. So anyway, so Tattvam Padartha, naming of this Tat and Tvam are also superficially different. The primary meaning of word Tat and Tvam are basically Binnaustaha. Well, they are different. Vastutaha Chitehe Ekata Bhavati. Chitehe. Word Chiti is there, it's a sixth case. Chitehe Ekata. So Chiti means Chaitanyam, consciousness, Ekata. It has an identity between, so far as Tat and Tvam are concerned, the Adhishthanam, the Satyamsha of both will be Chiti only. There Ekata means there is identity. In reality, giving to the essential nature, well, they are one alone. Vastutaha means in reality. Chitehe, Ekata, the identity between the consciousness, either in a Tvam and Tat, that is identity there. So, and that's how Pujya Swamiji used to tell, when he describes this Mahavakya, etc., well, he says this is an equation. And when do you have such equation? He used to give that possibilities. So he says when two things are essentially different, Vastutaha, if essentially they are different, then you cannot have equation. Like 5 is equal to 6 cannot be said. Right? And so then you can't use this equation, phi is equal to 6. You cannot make equation. When two sides are evidently equal, evidently, phi is equal to phi, well, then you don't need equation. Two things are essentially different, equation is not possible. When two things are essentially one, means evidently one, essentially nahi, evidently one, then also you don't make equation. Only when two things are superficially different, apparently different, but essentially one, then definitely you need a equation. So 5 plus 3 is equal to 9 minus 1, like that. You used to give this way. So same way, tat is equal to tvam. Apparently they are different naturally, right? Tat and tvam. Tvam is jiva, tat is ishvara. Well, apparently different, but essentially when you remove the mithya amsha from both, because both are mixtures, you remove that, well, along with the reflecting medium and the reflected consciousness, both are mithya. If you remove from both the sides, what is left over is chitehe ekata. Well, basically there is a identity between tat and tvam. So tat and tvam are identical or different. If somebody asks, well, we have to say basically apparently different, but essentially, well, one. So don't say tat and tvam words are different for, they are just different. We cannot say that way. We have to analyze it, tat and tvam, and we have to do shodhanam. Shodhanam is removing the mithya part, etc. Then you find essentially they are one alone. So apparently they are different. Then this equation is possible. Tat is equal to tvam. Anyway. So up to this we'll keep. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.